The 1998 Canada 1-cent coin with the inscription Elizabeth II D.G. Regina is a regular circulation Canadian penny that represents the late 20th century coinage of Canada. On the obverse side, the coin features the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Dora de Pettery Hunt, and the Latin inscription Elizabeth II D.G. Regina, which translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen. This inscription was standard on Canadian coins of that era and reflects Canada's constitutional monarchy and historical ties to the British Crown. The reverse side shows the iconic two maple leaves on a twig, along with the denomination 1 cent and the country name Canada, a classic design that had been used on Canadian pennies for many years and is deeply associated with Canadian national identity. The 1998 1-cent coin is made of copper-plated zinc, which means it is not solid copper like older pennies, but instead has a zinc core with a thin copper coating. The coin weighs approximately 2.25 grams, has a diameter of about 19.05 millimeters, and a plain edge. In 1998, the Royal Canadian Mint produced an extremely large number of these coins, with total mintage close to 1 billion pieces. Because of this very high production, the coin is considered common and is not rare in normal circulated condition. Canada stopped using the 1-cent coin in everyday transactions years later, but millions of these pennies still exist in collections, jars, and coin lots around the world. In terms of market value, the 1998 Canadian 1-cent coin is usually worth very little above its face value, unless it is in exceptional condition. A circulated example, showing wear, scratches, or dull color, typically sells for around 10 cents to $1, mainly as a collectible curiosity rather than a valuable coin. An uncirculated or brilliant uncirculated coin, especially one that still has strong red color and no signs of wear, can be worth around $1 to $5 depending on eye appeal and demand. Coins that have been professionally graded and certified in very high mint state grades, particularly full red examples, can sometimes reach higher prices, occasionally $10 to $20 or more, but this applies only to top quality pieces. Some collectors also look for special versions from 1998, such as proof-like or mint set coins, which were made specifically for collectors and usually have sharper details and a better finish. These can be worth slightly more than normal circulation coins. However, the standard 1998 penny without any special mint mark is generally common. The letters KG are not an official mint mark on Canadian pennies. Many people confuse catalog references, such as Krauss catalog numbers, with markings on the coin itself. Overall, the 1998 Canada 1-cent coin is an interesting historical piece that represents the end era of Canadian pennies, but its value in today's market depends mostly on condition rather than rarity, making it more of a nostalgic and educational collectible than a high-value investment. The 2007 Canada 1-cent coin with the inscription Elizabeth II D.G. Regina is a regular circulation penny issued by the Royal Canadian Mint during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, and it represents one of the final years when the Canadian penny was actively used in everyday transactions before being withdrawn from circulation in later years. The obverse of this coin features a right-facing portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Susanna Blunt, and the Latin inscription Elizabeth II D.G. Regina translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, which reflects Canada's constitutional monarchy and historical ties to the British Crown. The reverse side of the coin displays the iconic Canadian maple leaf twig design created by George Edward Kruger Gray, whose initials KG appear subtly on the design and are often misunderstood by new collectors as a special mint mark, even though they simply credit the designer and do not indicate rarity. The coin was struck primarily in copper-plated zinc or copper-plated steel, depending on the production batch, giving it a reddish appearance similar to earlier copper pennies while keeping production costs low. It measures approximately 19.05 millimeters in diameter, weighs around 2.25 to 2.35 grams, and has a smooth edge, which is consistent with modern Canadian 1-cent coins. Millions of these coins were produced in 2007, making them very common in circulation, and for that reason most examples found today hold minimal collector premium unless they are preserved in exceptionally high condition. In worn or circulated condition, the 2007 Canadian penny typically sells for only a small amount above face value, often ranging from a few cents to about $1 depending on demand and cosmetic appeal. Coins that remain in uncirculated or near-mint condition can attract slightly more interest from collectors, usually selling in the range of $2 to $5, while coins professionally graded in high mint state levels may reach higher prices, sometimes tens of dollars, but such cases are uncommon and depend heavily on flawless surfaces, sharp strike, and strong luster. The coin does not contain precious metal and has no widely recognized major errors or rare varieties, which keeps its overall market value modest. However, its historical significance has grown since Canada discontinued the penny in 2013, and many collectors now keep these coins as part of end-of-era collections representing the final chapter of the Canadian 1-cent denomination. While the 2007 Canada 1-cent coin is not considered a rare or high-value treasure, it remains an important and nostalgic piece of Canadian monetary history, valued more for its symbolism, design, and place in everyday life than for its monetary worth.